What's up, guys? Today, of course, I'm going to be talking about playing the objective, running with a squad, and designating objectives, and why that's so important when you play the game of Battlefield. So, interesting to note, I've made a tutorial and a whole bunch of beginner videos for Battlefield 1 since it came out to try and help the new influx of new players to the Battlefield series, and I was a little taken back, to say the least. I've received so many different questions on things I've taken for granted playing Battlefield for a while now. Among those examples being, what is playing the objective? What is the objective? And a lot of the Battlefield veterans who've been throwing around the term for a long time, just taking it for granted, saying PTFO. I've had a lot of questions saying, what is that? What does it mean? In short, PTFO means play the fucking objective. But again, that doesn't really help. What does that mean to someone who's never played a Battlefield game before? How does someone make sense of this? So before I get into what exactly all this means and why it should help you out, if you're brand new to the Battlefield series, I highly recommend watching my Beginner's Guide to Battlefield. It'll be in the description. I promise it'll help you out if you're brand new and say this is your first Battlefield that you bought the other day. Promise, have a look at that video. If you're not, and you have a general idea and you just want to know why playing the objective means so much more, I'll get into that now. Battlefield is a game that gives you a lot of autonomy, and what that basically means is that it gives you the freedom to choose to do as you wish. So if you want to hop on a horse and run around in laps, time yourself between objectives, see if you can beat records between objectives in Conquest, you can do that. You want to snipe 500 meters away? You can do that too. Having said that, if you want to win, you shouldn't be doing that. So say for example, you're playing Rush as an attacker. The only way to win the match is to arm and blow up all the MCOMs. This doesn't mean you have to jump on every MCOM at all times. Like, can you imagine 12 different people jumping on one MCOM at all times? You can play a middle ground role, say 50 meters away or so, which is the role I like to take. I like to mow down players pushing toward defending their MCOM, reviving, spotting with a sniper rifle, etc. So it doesn't mean you have to be on the objective to be playing the objective. It means that you can help your teammates push toward the objective. You're that second line. So that can also be playing the objective. The point is sitting back or doing absolutely nothing to help your teammates, like reviving and etc., helps no one. In Conquest, this means being the first team to reach 1,000 points. In doing so means getting plenty of kills, but more importantly, holding the majority of flags in the map. So if there's 7 flags total, you want to hold at least 4, preferably 5, because that way you really get your ticket count increasing much faster. But that means, of course, jumping on them and capping them, and also defending them, which a lot of people forget. Well, that's easy, right? Well, if you're new, of course, especially if you're a solo player, this will go difficult for you. So let's get into it, playing the objective here. What does it mean when a player plays the objective effectively? When you play with a squad, you'll form a much more effective overall unit. A squad of 5, of course, will have 10 eyes, as opposed to playing solo when you only have 2. If all of them are spotting, and that's the Q key on PC, R1 on PS4, and the right bumper for Xbox, if you're all spotting enemies, objectives, and all sorts of vehicles, it makes the job much easier for the rest of your squad and the rest of your team. The obvious one as well, you'll get a lot more points by playing the objective as a squad or crew. It allows you to take more objectives as opposed to fighting them off by yourself. If you're in a group of 5 in Conquest, you're going to have a much easier time taking a flag than just yourself. It'll allow you to stay alive longer because that way you'll have people covering your back or reviving you if you do die. You'll get more points for health, regeneration, and ammo supplies. Like if someone's hurt, just give them health, give them ammo if they're low, etc. So you'll be keeping yourself alive and getting a lot more points playing with a crew. Directly related to that, if you're the squad leader, and this is one of the more important things about designations, and you'll know you're the squad leader because you'll be on the top 5 of the player lists. Look at an objective and press the spot button. You'll see the objective sort of have a glowing green symbol sent toward it. That means it's designated. So what that of course means now is that you'll get extra points when you attack it, when you defend it, when you take that objective, when you get kills on or around it, etc. Usually these are at least 100 points, and you'll get, like, just for taking it, you get 100 points, and it'll add up for kills, it'll add up for defense, it'll add up for basically just playing the objective. So, and all of your squad gets it. So it makes a ton of sense if you're the squad leader to take advantage of the free extra points that you're going to get from doing it. Next, moving as a team and the variety of class loadouts allows you for revives along the way if you die, resupplies if you're low on ammo, spotting from a scout player from the spotting flare, and the ability to take out tanks if you're an assault player. So if you're playing as a squad, make sure you have some diversity in it, because it will help you so much more than if you pick one class running around as a solo player. Because if you're a recon guy or a scout guy who runs into a tank, you're screwed. If you're with a crew that has an assault guy or two, suddenly you're not so screwed anymore. Additionally, you now have the option of setting up team shooting scenarios. So say you have 5 average players in your squad and you run into an enemy who's a superb shot. You absolutely do not want the one great player to divide the 5 of you into one-on-one encounters, because he's probably going to win them all. What you want to do is set up what's called a team shooting scenario. You want 2+ players shooting at the same guy at the same time. So if it's done correctly, even superb players will be dramatically outgunned by 2 players at the same time. So if you're in a squad, this is a scenario that's going to be, if you're at least on communication, it's going to be set up quite often. I'll get to that in a second. Callous as it is to say as well, when you're running around with a squad, if one of the guys in your squad dies, this usually means there'll be another 4, like in the team shooting scenario, to kill the attacker. What that basically means is that yes, even if it's unintentional, you can use your squad mates as a diversion or a means to draw out an enemy that's shooting at your squad. Of course, if you're playing solo, you're just dead. You get nothing. Basically, going back to what I was saying earlier, communication is nice to have, and trust me, when you're on comms with a well-functioning squad, not only is it more fun, but it's so much easier on yourself and the team. You can plan who will go where, whether you're going to split up, whether you should attack an objective, when you should be attacking the objective, and when you should defend it. You can generally sort out things in real time without really any hassle. I'd highly encourage you to take advantage of the in-game voice chat if you don't have a regular crew to play alongside with. But realistically, and I know how it is, a lot of the time, even if you have a mic, sometimes you'll talk into the voice chat and no one replies. And that's still okay. I mean, as long as you're designating, most of the team will probably follow along with your designations anyway. But if you have a mic, take advantage of it. If you have friends, form a crew. Communication makes you so much more effective on the battlefield. Lastly, if you run with a squad, your odds of success will increase and your winning percentage will definitely grow higher than if you're just playing solo, even if you're not the most talented player out there. It'll help you win more matches, it'll help you level up your soldiers a lot faster, and most of all, if you have better players in your squad, even just running around with them a lot of the time will make you better by default, because you can look at what that better player does and you can learn from it. So take advantage of the power of teamwork. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you feel you would like to see more of these types of videos, please subscribe. And of course, if you feel this will help someone on your crew, share it. Hopefully they'll watch it and feel the same way you did about it. Have a good one, YouTube.